Alright. Hi guys. Welcome to episode 0 of Lucky Catch Cafe Podcast. This is the prequel episode to the podcast that we want to start. So let's get into it. Before we start, babe, what's your drink of choice?
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew, and I have Apple Juice, as we call it in my household. And our snack of choice, which is really more for aesthetics, because I'm full from dinner, is chocolate chip cookies and iced birthday cake loaves. So yeah. Today we are going to be talking about wedding planning. Like I said, this is the prequel episode. This is episode 0. When we actually do episode 1 will be us asking each other questions to really get to know us. But I wanted to do this video in a very podcast-esque style, so that I could get something like this out there, so I could get all the tips and tricks from you guys. So if you're here and want to give us some tips, tricks, all the things,
Comment your thoughts. Oh, if you guys like this, leave a like.
all right. So let's get into it. Okay. Also, this is low-key inspired by De Vida es la puta vida. Is that right? His video cast with his brother. Okay. Before we super get into it, what's new with you?
Just working. Starting a live stream again. That's it.
What are you live streaming?
Right now, Destiny 2. And then I'm going to start doing Pokemon again. Probably some Pokemon TCG Pocket. Yeah.
We are going to a card show tomorrow. So if you're in the Denver area, say hello. This will have been out already, but if you go to card shows in the Denver area, there's a chance you'll see us. Feel free to stop and say hi if you see us, though. Besides that, like he said, just been working towards this wedding. Weddings are expensive, you guys. We are currently not even completely done, and already about 10K into this thing. So they're expensive. So if you want to get married, I personally suggest, do it. Do what you want to do, right? But
This is your wedding.
be prepared for the expenses. So I figure we'll go through step by step, kind of the process of how we started wedding planning, different steps we took, and then where we're at now, before the video's over. So what would you say our first step was
For the wedding?
for as far as wedding planning goes?
The first step was at least the venue. So you know where you want to get married, how much it's going to cost. You want to know about the view, when, like, the season that you want to do it in.
I'm asking you what you think our first step was.
Oh, getting the venue.
Yeah. I'd say the venue was definitely our first step. Venue and dress shopping. While we were venue hunting, I was also dress shopping. Venue hunting, I would say, is obviously probably one of your more, not stressful, but just like probably one of the biggest parts of planning a wedding is the venue, because especially if you're gonna have more than a handful of people, which by handful I mean like 15 people, um, you need space for them. You need to make sure that you can have food and drinks and just you're basically hosting a giant party celebrating your love,
Yeah.
which obviously is great, but
I know
it
not
gets
everybody does it too.
expensive. Honestly, if it was up to us, we'd be eloping, but we've both got decently big families, and we want them there, and we also just have, well, I don't know about him, but I definitely have some people in my life who would absolutely murder me if I went and got eloped. So, um, that's not quite an option for us. Could be, but not an option we went with. So we picked a venue after seeing the gorgeous views at the venue the first time that I actually went by myself the first time.
I was at work.
I saw the venue. He was at work. My family woke up late. Best man was being dragged around by his low-key crazy ex. I didn't say that. Uh, my man of honor was at work. My maid of honor was at work. His other best man was busy with his kids. So, I was by myself the first time around.
Yeah, so it's a little different for our kind of wedding. I'm gonna have two best man.
Oh, well, we'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a bit.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so uh, the first time I went to the venue, I was completely by myself. Just me and the venue manager. Um, Shout out Gregory, we love you.
Super awesome, super sweet.
He was very sweet. Showed me the whole venue, explained everything, kind of went through the process with me, and then said, "Hey, let's reschedule so that you can have everybody come with you." So the next weekend, we brought Ark here. We brought his best man and his
X.
ex, crazy ass ex.
Just say X.
Um,
And then your parents.
my parents and sister and grandma,
Yep.
and we all went and toured the venue again, and we sat down, and I looked at my dad and said, "Daddy, I want this. This is what I want. I don't want anything else. Like this is the venue." We had toured four or five other venues before this one. This was the last one we were gonna tour before we made a decision. And I'm so grateful that we toured this one because I would have been very sad had I gotten married at any of the other. I mean, I wouldn't have been sad. It would have been a great day regardless, but it would have been
Not that
a
great of a view.
different vibe from what I wanted. So, and you'll before we get any further, you'll hear me say "I" a lot. That's not because I'm completely disregarding what Ark wants. That's because Ark looks at me and says it's whatever you want. It's
I know it's
yeah.
supposed to be both of our big day, but let's all face it, it's more for the bride, if anything, for like the majority.
And it's not all for the bride, but it's I mean, I'm still part of that generation, I feel like, that got kind of drilled into some of the more stereotypical gender roles, and I feel like being a little girl planning your wedding is just one of those things that goes along with that. Oh, excuse me.
Long day.
It's also very late.
We're recording this at almost 10 at night.
Yeah. That's our fault. But so venue was definitely the biggest thing. and I feel very good about the venue that we got. What do you feel, Ben?
Yeah, I like it. Great, like honestly, great view. Either if it was done inside, you still get a great view for like the patio side, and then if it's the outside part of the venue where we're hopefully gonna do the whole big you know thing. It's
Assuming weather permits.
yeah, because it's in October, but still like it's a great view.
It's
So
October in Colorado. It's gonna be fine.
she
So
she
yeah,
she says that now.
I know. I mean, it was 100 degrees on October 2nd last year, so I'm not that worried about it. But we'll see.
It's Colorado's bipolar.
Yeah, but
It's
next was definitely dress shopping. Went and well, I guess I didn't really talk about the process of doing like renting out the venue. So once we chose the venue, we we gathered. um I sent an email after we decided, yes, this is the venue that we wanted, to the venue manager and was like, hey, we can't afford to put the money down right this second, but give us a month and we'll be able to put it down. We understand that that means that we may lose our date, but we want this venue enough that we're willing to change the date.
yeah.
Um,
So you wanted it the 11th.
10th or 11th.
Yeah.
Yeah. But by the time we were able to afford to put money down for those dates, it was too late. Somebody had already swooped up those dates. So the date that we chose, which I will not divulge because I don't want any unwelcome guests showing up, was definitely worth it. Picking that venue and using that date. Totally worth what we ended up doing. So we put down half the money up front, and then we put the rest of it down a couple months later. With the this venue required the rest of the payment 10 months ahead of the event. So that was the process of picking our venue. And then next was definitely dress shopping, which very stressful. Any brides to be, I highly suggest that you go at least one time completely by yourself. Probably after at least once or twice trying on dresses with your family around, and see how you feel and what you have decided you liked. Uh, there was a couple of dresses that I liked while I was with my family that I ended up trying on when I wasn't with them, and didn't like as much. There was a couple of dresses that I tried on with my family that they hated that I loved, and then when I put it on again with my family around, I hated it. So I do suggest going at least once by yourself, probably after at least one time of having somebody else there with you. It was a little overwhelming because I had my dad, my stepmom, my grandma, my maid of honor, my man of honor, my little sister. For the final one, I had those people on top of my birth mom, and I feel like there's somebody else there that's I'm not 100%. It might have been my other grandparents. It was a lot of people. It was very overwhelming. Very happy with the dress. Basically with that, I tried on a bunch of different dresses. Just figured out what I felt good in. Ended up not getting anything like what I thought I was gonna get when I first was looking for a wedding dress, which I hear happens a lot, honestly. Um, And then I found a dress that I really loved. Actually, that's a lie. I wasn't 100% sure that I loved it. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I liked the way it looked on me, but I was not 100% with it because the straps were digging into me. The way the beading is on the bodice was digging into my sides. It just wasn't very comfortable, and it wasn't very. It wasn't what I thought was my style. But I got it, and I got a reception dress as well because I will not be wearing, as much as it's much more comfortable now after alterations, I will not be wearing it for more than a few hours. Um, I also just don't want to ruin it for, with dinner and everything. But ordered the dress, and once it was in, I went and tried it on, and then I took it to my parents, and then a few months later, I made an alterations appointment. I tried it on, they did all the things, they brought all the things in, and today, actually, I picked up my wedding dress. I have my makeup all done up. I'm actually wearing the necklace that I'm gonna wear to the wedding right now. I need to change it out before we go to sleep. I had my tiara on. I was all done up for trying this on, and
Do you like it?
I absolutely love my dress.
Like it might have taken some time, but
It took a few tries. Like I wasn't 100% about it. I still liked it when I bought it. It's not like I bought a dress that I hate, but I did not love it when I bought it. But I also was on a budget. That's the other thing about our wedding. This is a budget wedding. We do not have an endless supply of money to be able to get whatever the hell we want. We are paying for this mostly on ourselves, and trying to have the closest to our dream wedding while still being on a budget. So, that was probably the other reason why I did not originally get a dress that I thought I was going to love, but I love it. It fits so well. It looks so good, and I can't wait to see this man crying as I walk down the aisle in that dress.
crying.
So,
I ain't gonna be crying.
uh-huh.
I'm a man.
Uh-huh. So, after dress shopping was picking out our caterer.
A caterer?
Our caterer.
Okay. It doesn't sound like you said caterer.
What do you think I said?
Carrier.
Caterer. I'm Coloradan. I don't say my R's that well. Hold on, you guys. Drink break.
Well, I'm Coloradan, but yeah, I have a speech impediment. I can't say my R's.
That's a you problem.
Okay, goodbye.
No.
Why?
Because I said so.
Punish me.
Okay. So our venue not required. Our venue allowed us to pick any caterer we wanted, but they had a list of preferred caterers, and if you used a preferred caterer, you got out of a $500 fee. However, we chose a caterer that was not on that list. Catering is probably the second most important part of your wedding if you're planning on having a whole dinner reception. We're doing a buffet style. Highly suggest buffet style. So much cheaper, so much easier if you have a lot of different health and nutritional and diet restrictions. Any words? Okay. It's a lot easier when you have a lot of people who can't all eat the same thing. So we did a little research on caterers. There's a couple that we had considered, But once we saw the price of the caterer that we went with, we were like, okay, yeah, this we can't pass up this pricing. So let's
Yeah, we were gonna save like almost 2 grand.
yeah, uh, let's go make an appointment and
Try out some food,
try some food.
pick what we would like.
Yeah, try some
Mm,
good food and everything. So that's what we did. And
mm.
how do you feel about the caterer that we
Oh,
picked?
well, we already know I'm getting myself a side of mac and cheese just by itself. So that says a lot.
We're gonna eat barbecue. We have hence why I don't want to wear my wedding dress for dinner.
But they have pretty good mac and cheese.
Yeah, good mac and cheese, good beans, good meats. It's a pretty delicious place in general. We're very happy with what we got. So it was actually a fairly easy decision, which I feel like a lot more people have a harder time making that decision. Um, with catering, also kind of came our cake. We started cake tasting not too long after that. His best man is actually paying for our cake. Thank you. Shout out to you, bestie with the testes. And
Cookie.
um, we are very grateful for that. But when we signed the contract with the venue, they gave us a list of preferred vendors, and on there was the cake vendor that we are using. And
Honestly, the cake was cheaper than I expected.
yeah, I mean, it's not feeding that many people though.
Yeah, no.
So, I mean, you win some, you lose some, but we won't get into price because that's not the public's business.
No,
But we chose them. We did our cake tasting and met with the person, and oh my god, we fell in love with the cake. Um, we're getting delicious freaking flavors. I'm getting pink champagne for my tier, and you're getting
mousse buttercream?
well, that's for the buttercream, but that's not the cake. You're getting that cookie cake. That or not a cookie cake, but it's the
It's a chocolate kind. I know
it's
that.
the Oreo cake.
Yeah, but it has like the mousse buttercream on top. That's the only part I remember.
He's getting Oreo cake with mousse buttercream crumble. Uh,
Mixed in with it.
that that's not how that works. You clearly have never paid attention to any baking show.
I don't watch baking shows.
It shows.
I don't watch baking
I
shows.
said it shows.
I don't watch baking
Um, you're getting a mousse chocolate mousse buttercream crumble layer. That's gonna be the crumble frost, like the frosting that goes on before they put on the fondant, and the special frosting that we're getting. That's how that works. Yeah, and then I'm also getting that same crumble layer. It's gonna have purple marble.
shows.
Thank you. And it's gonna be gorgeous. I don't even know how to explain it. It's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. We picked up our cake tasting, and then we got on Zoom with the lady, and we no we we chatted with her. We looked at the inspo pics that we had picked, um, figured out what we liked, what we didn't like, how we wanted it to look, and we're getting the most beautiful custom cake that I've ever seen. Uh, so that was cake. Uh, let's see, what else do I have on here to talk about for the wedding? Obviously, that's not the only part of planning a wedding. Music is another big thing I have on my list. Um, I feel like picking out your music is a pretty big part of your wedding, especially when it comes to like the music you're walking down the aisle to, daddy daughter dance, that kind of stuff. A lot of those things have kind of just come as I've heard songs and go, oh, that would be perfect for that. So I just suggest listening to music that you think fits the vibe of what you're looking for and just kind of going from there, and figuring it out. Figuring out what you like and what you want for your wedding vibe. We're just kind of going for very much just songs that we like just not really caring about like a specific vibe. We're just kind of going for what we enjoy.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, that's all I really have
I
to
mean,
say
I
about
mean,
music.
there's songs I like, but not the songs I like. Gonna be in that playlist.
Uh huh.
I like the heavy metal, like the pop punk and all that, and pop
Well,
punk and all that.
babe, we could put different songs in there.
And,
We
but nobody
haven't
likes that.
we haven't actually put together the full playlist. We've just put together the ones that are gonna have like specific things to them, like the one where I walk out and the one where we do our grand entrance and the daddy daughter dance and songs like that. Those are picked out. The rest of it's not really.
No, I know.
So
But nobody likes the punk and all that, and like the heavy metal.
you'd be surprised.
I know one family there that's gonna like it, but
You'd be surprised. Um, I think this is where we're gonna get into our bridal party, our wedding party. Because this is also, it was between picking the venue and wedding dress shopping that we picked our group. Wasn't a very hard choice, I'll put it that way. We've got a pretty tight knit just inner circle, and that's kind of what we've got. But the way we're doing it is we have two people on each side. I have my maid of honor and my man of honor. And
oh, for the wedding party.
yeah.
And then I have my two best man. I'm not going with just one best man because it's one of them is my brother, the other one's my best friend. And my brother, of course, is always gonna be my best man, but also my best man, I known him pretty much my entire life, like 20 plus years. So, so I asked both of them to be my best man. They were both honored to be.
Yeah, so that's how we're doing that. We're not doing the big thing. We're not doing anything super crazy. So it's just the six of us in the wedding party plus our families, and that's what we're doing. I did really cute proposal boxes. Oh, my youngest sister is the flower girl, and the one that's just older than her uh, is our ring bearer. Um, I did proposal boxes for all four of them, the two little ones, and both my maid and man of honor. And they already knew, like it was already kind of part of the deal, but they were honored to get that, and it was a cute memory to be able to put that together for them and do that for them. But yeah. What else do I have on here? Everyone else's clothing. So we picked out our color palette. Well, I picked out our color palette. Basically using Pinterest. Pinterest has been one of my best friends during all of this. And we decided that we want the guys on his side to be in all black, except for their ties or if they're gonna wear a tie. And then that'll match his tie.
Yeah. No. Am I getting a tie or?
You're getting a tie.
Okay. I forgot which one I was.
You're getting a tie and a vest.
No, I know about the vest. I didn't know. I forgot if it was the tie or the bow tie.
You're the one who picked it.
I know.
So we decided we wanted them in all black, and then my side, My man of honor will also probably be in all black except for either his vest or his uh tie, and then my maid of honor will be in her dress. My maid of honor is currently pregnant, so we'll see how that all works out because she won't be pregnant for the wedding, but she'll be like 5 weeks postpartum, so we'll see how that all goes. And wasn't planned, but that is a-okay. It'll be fine. I mean, I'm so grateful to be an auntie, so totally okay with it. Regardless of whether or not there's gonna be screaming baby at our ceremony. Um, so we told them. I made a group chat and put in a message that just like, this is everything that you guys need to know. And clothing was part of that. Dates to remember was another part of that. And yeah, so as far as their clothing, that's figured out. My parents are in charge of finding clothes for my sisters, um, which isn't too hard. They're basically just showing me dresses that they think I might like, and I'm saying yes or no, and that's the final word. Um, and I'm gonna let Ark take over on this one so he can talk about his tux fitting experience.
I will say, like, I never got fitted for anything before. I just tried on like stuff myself and just like if it fit, it fit. If it didn't, if it didn't, it didn't. You know. Stressful. I'm not gonna lie. Just trying to pick out colors that would work together. Um, the jacket for the tux, like how, like I call it the flaps, like the little flaps off on the side. Like that's what I call the flaps. Like how they look. Like do I want them like silk, while the rest of the jacket is like cloth kind of fabric. Don't want it all to be silk. Don't want it none of it silk. How big the flaps could be. Like, I want them like big, so, like medium, small, and then like extra small. Like the extra small is like it's like that big. You know, all that like, and the tux I'm renting is actually a really nice looking one. It's Men's Warehouse Calvin Klein. I think it's the 1967 S or something like that is what it's called. 65 it is something like that because it also had a 57 1957. It was the exact same thing, but flaps are bigger, and then part of the flaps, the one I'm getting, is smaller, but also like silk, and then the
It's
rest of
got like
it,
piping on yours.
yeah,
Almost. It's really nice.
yeah, it's a nice one. I like it. Wasn't excuse me, wasn't that bad for pricing too. Like I'm not gonna lie, I thought it would be like a lot worse, but still wasn't that bad. Um, The color is black. I think maybe a black shirt, white shirt, one of those two.
White shirt.
White shirt. It's in that Men's Warehouse. It is the iris color vest and tie or bow tie. That's what the combo is for it. But it's what they call iris. It's like a bright purple. It's almost like that purple for like the beats.
It's dusty though.
Yeah, it's kind of like a dusty kind.
It's a dusty.
It has like a. It looks like it has like a light
It's
coat
a
of dust.
dusty lilac color.
Yeah, it's not that bad though. It looks nice. It's just depending on like certain colors, it would just like blend in, and like you couldn't tell if I was wearing like any other color besides like just white and black, or like black and like purple, like light purple, or something like that. So it wasn't so bad. They during like the whole fitting, they got some sizes, had me try it all on. I don't like the honestly. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like the very top button, like because after you button it all up, there's like that one tiny button that's like right here.
You
That
have to though for when
I know.
for the
I mean, I've done it without that part, and I had the tie up there all along. I was an RTC, so I was able to pull that off. So, I can make it look like it's buttoned up. So, but I don't like that because it feels like it's just choking me. So it's I don't know. I didn't like it like that, but if as long as there's like some space and I don't feel like I'm claustrophobic and close, then I'm all good. And then the shoes, it's the same thing from Men's Warehouse. They had me try on because I'm a size 11, 11 and a half. So they had me try on two different pairs. And then the second pair was okay. The first pair was good. It's because the first pair was like a little more nice looking, not like clown shoe looking. So, yeah, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, I would say his outfit journey was kind of interesting just because
You never seen me in a button up.
I've never really seen him dress up like that, but it's not even that. It's the like it kind of put into perspective how close everything is and where we're at with everything. So,
And how stressful it's kind of being.
yeah, how stressful it actually really
It's coming up quick.
honestly it put into perspective how stressed I'd been for a while because it just kind of boiled over at that point. I will say wedding planning is very stressful. A lot of stress put on to things you didn't even know you'd be stressed about. So I would definitely be prepared for things you didn't even think about to come up. Other planning, um, my shoes. I'm well, my something blue, my something new, something old, and something borrowed. My something old is in my dress. My mom sent me her wedding dress from when she got married to my dad, and which my parents are divorced, but she sent me that, and we used a piece of that in my dress. Um, my something new is the necklace that I'm actually currently wearing. It's gonna go back in the bag after we're done filming this, and that's where
The reason why you're wearing that
she,
is because of the what? It's
because
because
I
the
wouldn't try it
dress.
out on
Yeah,
my dress. Yeah. Um, she's going back in her bag until
the wedding day.
the wedding day. um, my something borrowed is gonna be earrings for my stepmom, and my something blue is gonna be my shoes. I'm actually ordering custom shoes. I'm gonna wear tennis shoes for the wedding because I don't give a shit. I don't want to be in heels, and it's just not my style, not what I want, and that's not what I'm gonna do.
Two things. One, I told her I'm just gonna be there. So, no, but two, like we even told like it's even on like the information that we give to our guests, like you can be more formal if you want it to be, but not like too casual, like like a casual day. So like at least be like a little bit more formal than casual, but
A little
it's
nicer than your
um,
everyday errand clothing.
yeah, but like as long as you're just comfortable and not like suffocating yourself or like forcing yourself to wear something you don't want to for a good minute, it's just we want them to be comfortable at the same time.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, I'm doing the tennis shoes for my wedding shoes, and yeah, obviously there's a lot more that goes into planning a wedding than that, but uh, I hope that gives anybody who's starting kind of a jumping off point. Highly suggest Pinterest. Highly suggest the knot. The knot has been a lifesaver. It's where our wedding website's through. It's where our RSVPing is through. It's honestly how I found the venue that we've booked. It's the knot's been a lifesaver. It's been a really good place to kind of keep track of where I'm at and what I need as far as wedding planning. Other vendors you might need are going to be a DJ, a bartender, an officiant,
Florist.
a florist, and then maybe even just like a decorator or a event coordinator. If that's something you feel like you need. Things to think about. We are gonna have most of those. They're just kind of smaller processes that we're going through versus some of these bigger ones. Um, Also suggest keeping your venue up to date with what you're doing, especially as you start getting closer and closer and closer to the day. Our venue does a final meeting a month beforehand, which is when all the vendors meet, and everybody gets to see, the venue one last time before the rehearsal. And it's just it's a wonderful way to make sure that you're on track, and that it also gives you some time to make sure that all your bigger things are done, and all you have to do is worry about the little things. Other planning, I've used Canva for a lot of signing. We're doing keys to a happy marriage and Polaroids for our guest book instead of a traditional guest book. A lot of these ideas have come off of Pinterest, to be honest with you. Pinterest and Instagram, and things like
And a
that.
different wedding that we went to.
And a different wedding that we went to.
One of my coworkers.
Just kind of a collage of all these ideas that we've run into and that we liked. And some of which we've just completely come up with based on things that we did like but weren't in love with.
Yeah, we weren't too fond of it.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like everything for 4 months out, I feel like we're in a pretty good place. I feel like we're pretty much
Almost ready.
planned. I mean, it's really just paying off some stuff and buying a couple of
But
things.
also practicing everything too.
Well, practice will come. It'll come. Um, where are we at now?
For like the whole wedding thing. Wait,
I feel pretty good about it. I feel like we're in a good place for being 4 months, a little more than 4 months out. What do you think, babe?
yeah. I say I think we're pretty good. Just make sure that we keep up to date on everything and making sure that we do get everything ready and paid off in time, just in case. Just so we're not worrying about it, because if we don't pay it, but like before the wedding, we won't get it. We won't get that first like half deposit back. So we have to make sure. So, but other than that, we're good.
Yeah.
Just know me. I'm always gonna overthink. Like, oh my god, are we gonna be able to do this? Why? Yes. No. I don't know. Like, I'll be arguing with myself, so bad. And then like OCD. Like I do with the door. I'm always like constantly checking. Okay. You know. So.
Yeah. Thankfully, we have a decent group of people behind us who are helping us make sure everything is good. My maid of honor has been one of the people really pushing getting things done lately, and it's been really nice having these people with us and making sure everything's done and that it's gonna be good. So we're really grateful for the people who are supporting us throughout this, and honestly, we can't wait for our wedding at this point. We're excited.
Yeah.
We're definitely ready for all the things that are coming and all the good things that are coming. So, do you have any last words when it comes to wedding planning, babe?
Don't get married. It's going to cost you a lot of money. Save up the money. Do something better. She doesn't want to hear that. No, just, if you need to, like, work harder for it. If you really want it, just, it's your day. One. Two, don't let anybody else try to control it or manipulate you. Okay, well, I think it'd be better like this. No, I want it like this. It's your wedding. It's your choice. Yes, you can ask for advice or like different ways of seeing stuff, but ultimately, it's your choice. If you want it your way, it's then do it your way. Like honestly, like I don't like. I would not try to let anybody manipulate. Like, well, you should do it like this with this color and this and this. No, that's how you want it. This is how I want it. I'm gonna do it my way. So buying that, and then like I said, just work hard, make sure everything gets done, save up, and then honestly, I'll say just save up like a little bit extra, just be on the safe side, because something comes up like last minute, like oh no, a bill came out, you still have that extra money to back you up, you know, and then just enjoy your night, have a good time, you know. If something goes wrong, oh well, it can be fixed, if most of the time. Behind that, it's your choice, your stuff, your day. Do it your way. Burger King.
Um, Last words from me. Highly suggest planning out your honeymoon. I suggest planning a mini moon for directly after the wedding, and then I suggest planning a
Honeymoon.
full on honeymoon for, if you can afford it, a few months. If not, then a few years after the wedding. I've heard a lot that helps with uh the after wedding blues, the post wedding blues. Uh, just
What? Real quick, what is that?
uh, it's
Just for the people
basically
that don't
like,
know.
it's just like a time after the wedding where you're coming down from all of the heightened everything, and a lot of times it's because you've worked for however long towards that goal and getting there, that now that it's over, it's like, okay, well, what's next?
It's like Christmas.
Kind of. heard that having I've heard that not going on your honeymoon right after helps a lot, because now you have something else to plan towards, and it kind of helps take away some of that like almost disappointment that there's nothing after.
So make it memorable. If you need to wait a little bit longer, then so be it. I would suggest just saving up the extra money just in case, because then, what if like one of your favorite artists is going on tour? The moment you are going out there on your vacation or your honeymoon, sorry, then you can get tickets. You can get some merch. You can just do whatever you want to. You have that extra money. You can use it for that honeymoon.
But yeah, I suggest taking your honeymoon a little after the wedding so that you have something else to kind of work towards and help you kind of work through those post wedding blues and not crash so hard after the wedding. But yeah, I think that's all of our last remarks. Anything else? All right. Well,
Don't get married.
we thank you guys for joining us for episode 0 of Lucky Catch Cafe. We hope you enjoyed this video. Um, Let us know if you like this style. I mean, if you do or you don't, it's coming back anyways for at least one more episode. We'll see how
We'll see.
we'll see how the podcast goes. But if you enjoyed this, please let us know. We would love to hear it. Give us all your tips, tricks, anything
By
that
leaving comments
we
down
need
below.
to do, aka this man, letting me hand him the mic before he is talking so the audio's not all funky, but it's okay. It'll help once we have 2 mics.
I say just for the tips, tricks, and all that advice, just comment down below. Just leave us a comment. We'll read it. We'll respond back, and then we can use that for our next podcast. So yeah, leave a like. Helps out with the YouTube algorithm.
We're not even a part of we're not even a thought in the algorithm yet.
But hey, more likes, the more we'll pop up in the algorithm.
That's true.
And then the more comments too, we'll be popping up a lot more.
Yep.
So
Well, we will catch you guys on the next one. Like we said, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you know when we're coming back. Check out some of our other videos, which you should see popping up right about now. And make sure you check out our friends' pages, and we will catch you guys on the next one.
Also, let us know if you like the name too, like the Lucky Catch Cafe. If it's like a good name, So
Thank you for coming to episode 0 of Lucky Catch Cafe podcast. We will catch you guys on the next one, okay? Okay, bye!